Begin by simply listening, slow down, see just how peaceful today can be. Now I did what I did was I did a barbershop episode 3 had no sound because at the barbershop they were listening to copyrighted music. So I'm going to fix that right now by presenting the episode with my music. Well, how am I going to do that? Well, I thought the best thing for this one, what goes good with a barbershop like this in Street Fighter 5, you guessed it, Orson Welles' Jane Eyre. So, Orson Welles. Now he did it twice, and I'm going to choose one at random because they both have their pros and cons. Which one? Is it the Summer Theater? Is it... Actually, I prefer the one that's not the Summer Theater. No. How about minus summer? What the heck? Ah. Oh, if I didn't mention it, you can call me Sebastian Saint Smalls. Smalls for short. You're killing me, Smalls. You can always call me
Tonight we bring you a revival of one of our favorite
What's going on here? Nope, to the beginning. And I simply listening, slow down, see just how peaceful today can be.
In role, we proudly present a very gifted actress, a frequent and always welcome guest in the Campbell Playhouse, Miss Madeline Carroll. First, Miss Chapel has an interesting conversation to report. Mr. Chapel? Thank you, Orson Welles.
Oh, he's saying you have to use your music because there's no music. I'm saying your music. Men of courage, Obama. Change is never easy, but always possible.
I heard you on the Campbell Playhouse.
Frederick Douglass. If there is no struggle, there's no progress.
Well,
Jay-Z,
I can vouch for that.
Michael
I've
Jordan,
discovered that chicken, prepared in one way or another,
and now
like dishes in every country I visited.
Menat, the latest to be showcased, the latest personality to be showcased on this exhibit. So this is the
Armenia, curried chicken in
it's a barbershop in the Hilltop neighborhood of Tacoma, which is kind of a famous neighborhood for a bunch of reasons. But it's interesting that like kind of an expensive haircut would be appealing to everybody because they're so friendly there that they agreed to install Street Fighter 5. So it's kind of a balancing act, like how do you film yourself playing Street Fighter 5 while, you know, being friendly but not too friendly with the people there to do legitimate business. And sometimes they aren't in a chatty mood, but you can judge by body language who wants you to continue talking, those who can tolerate your talking, and those who, if asked, would actually prefer you let them have some time to rest and see the barber. So today we had copyrighted music playing, and I think it worked out for the best, especially since I can add sound right now. Orson Welles' Jane Eyre, it's a good version. I'll be quieter so Orson Welles can be louder.
In the last 90 years, Jane Eyre has acquired the full respectability of an English classic and has lost none of its color. It began as one of those books which everybody read and no nice person would ever read. Jane Eyre, appearing in England as it did, early in the reign of Queen Victoria, came as a general shock and was an immediate success. It was appalling and popular as a royal scandal and as widely circulated as gossip. Here's a contemporary press notice, quote, Altogether, the autobiography of Jane Eyre is preeminently an anti-Christian composition. There is throughout it a murmuring against the comforts of the rich, and against the privations of the poor. As far as each individual is concerned, is a murmuring against God's appointment. There is a proud and perpetual assertion of the rights of man, which we find no authority either in God's word or in God's providence. We do not hesitate to say that the tone of mind and the thought which has overthrown authority abroad and fostered rebellion at home is the same which has also written Jane Eyre, unquote. The authorship of this scarlet indignity to English letters was variously attributed to almost everyone who could write except a certain Miss Charlotte Bronte of Yorkshire, who did write it in spite of that pen name for a bell, attributed with wild generosity to almost everybody in England, including the devil and Thackeray's governess, and even among others the perpetrator of Wuthering Heights, who was indeed Miss Emily, another Bronte and Charlotte's sister. The Brontes are a story in themselves, several stories, many of which you know, and most of which I wish we had time to tell. My own personal favorite in that mysterious, lonely, impoverished, and entirely inexplicable family is the head of the household himself, the terrible-tempered Reverend Patrick Bronte, that gloomy man of God who, we are told, cleared the Bronte drawing room of visitors who happened to bore him by firing a revolver at the Bronte ceiling. But there's no end to these Bronte stories, so let's get to the beginning of Miss Charlotte's own.
It's like good luck, have fun, go, play. It's like Ian McCall, action wizard, but after he's like, surgery.
As a child, I lived with my aunt, Mrs. Reed, at Gateshead Hall. I do not remember that she ever spoke one kind word to me. When I was 10 years old, she sent me off to school.
Oh, Mrs. Reed, it is a little girl respecting whom you apply to me. Her size is small.
Soul Spiral, first move against a fireball character. Let's see what happens in the girl.
Say, Jane Eyre, Mr. Brocklehurst, a little girl.
Yes, Mr. Brocklehurst.
Oh, not as unsafe
Well,
as we
Jane
were
Eyre,
led to
are you a
believe.
good child? No sight so sad as that of a naughty child, especially a
At least not at this
naughty
level.
girl.
This is a Smurf.
You know whether witches go on after death?
They go to hell.
Well, and what must you do, poor boy, going to hell?
I must keep in good health and not die.
And how can you keep in good health? Children younger than you die daily. Tell me, Jane Eyre, do you read the Bible?
Sometimes.
With pleasure?
No, sir.
No? How shocking. I have a little boy, younger than you, who knows 6 psalms by heart. And when you ask him which he'd rather have, a gingerbread not to eat or a verse of psalm to learn, he always says, oh, a verse of psalm. Angels sing psalms, says he. I wish to be a little angel here below. He then gets gingerbread nuts in return for his infant piety.
Psalms are not interesting.
That proves you have a wicked heart, and you must pray God to change it, and to give you a new and clean one, and to take away your heart of stone, and give you a heart of flesh. We will try our best to help God, will we not, Mrs. Reed, and make you a useful and humble girl.
I left Gateshead Hall on a dark, cold morning at the Lowood. As the coach started, I put out my head and looked back at the house and up at the window behind which my aunt was still sleeping.
How you treated me. I'll always say you treated me with miserable cruelty. The very sight of you makes me sick.
I spent 8 years at Lowood. It was not so much a school as an institution for the children of the poor, supported by charitable bequests. Soon after I was 18, I placed the advertisement in the Yorkshire Herald, applying for the position of governor.
That was an
The
input
following
error.
week, a reply came from a Mrs. Fairfax of Thornfield Hall near Milford in Yorkshire.
J.E., who advertised last Thursday, is qualified to teach the usual branches
Peace.
of a
We
good
still got this.
English
There's still hope.
education,
It's just one round.
together with French, drawing, and music. And if she is in a position to give satisfactory references of character and competency, The situation can be offered her where there is but one pupil, a little girl, 9 years of age. 3 days later, I left Lowood School. I arose and dressed myself with care. As I looked at myself in the mirror, I regretted that I was not handsome. I felt it a misfortune to be so little, pale, and with features so irregular and so marked. I brushed my hair very smooth, put on my black frock, adjusted my clean white tucker, and I set out for my new situation. On the evening of the next day, I was at Thornfield Hall. I was ushered into a small room. At a table by a cheerful fire sat the neatest imaginable little old lady, occupied in knitting.
How do you do, my dear? I'm afraid you've had a tedious ride.
Are you Mrs. Fairfax?
You are right. Now sit down here before this fire here. You must be tired to death.
Oh, no, indeed, ma'am. Shall I have the pleasure of seeing Miss Fairfax tonight?
What did you say, my dear? I'm a little deaf.
Shall I have the pleasure of seeing Miss Fairfax tonight?
Oh, you mean your pupil, Adele. Oh, she is not my daughter.
Indeed.
I have no family.
You have this great house all alone.
Oh, bless you, my dear child. This house is not mine. It belongs to Mr. Rochester.
And who is he?
Owner of Thornfield Hall. Did you not know he was called Rochester? He is our employer. He owns the house and much of the land about. I'm merely the housekeeper. Your pupil is his ward. He wrote to me to find a governess for her.
He's not here himself.
Almost never. Much of the time he's abroad.
It seems strange for a gentleman to own this great house.
Finds Miss Eyre that Mr. Rochester is in many ways a strange gentleman.
I slept smooth and sounded at night in my new home. Once I woke, I heard a clock strike. I heard another sound. I was half asleep in the room. It seemed to me that someone in the house made a low, mirthless laugh. It was bright day and the sun was shining. And then for many weeks nothing happened to break the smooth course of our lives at Thornfield Hall. One day in January, a fine calm day, I put on my coat and went out for a walk. As I started back, the afternoon had already been. On the hilltop above me sat the rising moon, pale as a cloud. I walked fast to get home. A sheet of ice covered the bridge where a little brook had overflowed after a rapid thaw. Suddenly, in the distance, I heard the sound of hooves. A horseman came over the hill down toward the little bridge. Are you injured, sir?
are hurt and want help, sir, I can fetch a carriage from Thornfield.
Thank you. I shall have no broken bones. No need sprain. Go along, child. Leave me alone.
I wouldn't think of leaving you, sir, so late an hour. But I see you are fit to mount your horse
I
again.
should think you ought to be home yourself. You're home in the neighborhood. Where do you come from?
So just to know, I'm not at all afraid of being out late when it is
You're
moonlight.
just below. You mean in the house of the battleman?
Yes, sir.
What house is it?
Mr. Rochester.
Do you know Mr. Rochester?
No, I have never seen
Not
him.
our resident then?
No,
Tell me where he is.
I cannot. I am told he's at Cornfield very rarely.
Not a servant boss, what?
I am the governor of Rochester's room.
I can't use that joke. You'll be able to help me yourself. You'll be kind.
Yes, sir.
Not an umbrella that I can use as a stick.
No.
Use me necessity compels me to make you use it. Here, come, Phil. Lean on your shoulder now. Hold on. Here we are. Hand me my whip. It lies there under the hedge.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I walked back to Thornfield. I kept seeing his tall figure enveloping a riding horse, fur-collared and spear-clad. And then his stern face, his angry, watered eyes.
It was a gift.
The master, Mr. Rochester.
A decoration. Can you even see
He's
it?
in the dining room and John has gone up to the bedroom.
A random selection of random
Oh,
stuff.
Phil, coming down the lane. He said to me again, I was holding him out. He didn't say anything about it. He said you would go to him the minute you came in. You better hurry. I could see no trace of recognition in the guy.
Well, yeah, I've questioned your pupil. The board. I'll be taking great pains with this. Not right. There's no talent. In short time, he's made much improvement. It's down this day. I'm tired. Still, go amuse yourself with dogs. You've been resident in my house 3 months this year.
Frick.
Come from
Lower school.
charitable concern.
8 years.
Years. Must be tenacious of life. I wonder you ever look around the world, Miss Eyre. I marvel where you got that sort of a face. I had half a mind just now in Hay Lane to demand whether you'd bewitched my horse. I'm not sure yet. Who are your parents?
I have
I've had it, one of them.
no, Mr. Rochester.
Who recommended you coming to Thornfield?
I advertised and Mrs. Fairfax answered my bill.
Yes, and
That was the finishing touch. This
Praise will
situation.
not bias me. You began by throwing down my horse. I have to thank you for this train. What age were you, Miss Eyre? You went forward?
About 10.
Either 8 years, or 18. Pretty useful. Tell me. You learn it, Lois, and you pray.
A little.
Get that off the screen.
Established answer. Sit down at the piano, Miss Eyre.
What's going on?
Please. Excuse my tone of command. I cannot alter my customary habits for new inmates.
Steam. We
down at
gotta
the
talk
piano,
about what's
too.
happening.
Very well.
We gotta disable it. I use my controller for too many things.
Enough, Miss Eyre. Enough. Let's play a little, I see, like any other English schoolgirl. Perhaps better than some, but not well. Are you happy when you play?
I'm absorbed, sir.
And you're so absorbed, Miss Eyre, that you've let Adele sit up past the bedtime. Good night. Good night to all of you now.
This Ken actually played really well. Particular for his level. He has skills above his level.
For several days I did not see Mr. Rochester. Then one evening he sent for me to come down.
Come in, Miss Eyre. Seated. Don't draw that chair further off, Miss Eyre. Sit down exactly where I face it, please. Otherwise, I cannot see you without disturbing my position in this comfortable chair, which I have no mind to do. You examine me, Miss Eyre. Do you think me handsome?
No, sir.
No. My word, there's something singular about you. Very quaint, quiet, grave, and simple. Sit there with your hands before you and your eyes generally bent on the carpet, except by the way when they are directed piercingly to my face, just now. When I ask you a question, you rap out a rejoinder, which is not blunt, at least brusque. What do you mean by it?
Sir, I speak too plain. I beg your pardon. I ought to have replied that taste differs, that beauty is of little consequence, or something of that sort.
You should have replied no such thing, beauty of little consequence. Go on, what fault do you find in me, pray? I suppose I have all my limbs and all my features, like any other man.
I am sorry, Mr. Rochester.
Perfect housewife. Wisteria Lane. Wisteria Fairy.
Now.
Unleash the power within you to make changes.
Dare criticize
Ask to be
me.
given the wisdom that will allow you
Does
to
my forehead not please you? Does it look as if I am a fool?
Honest, sir.
Young lady, I even have a kind of rude tenderness of heart. Oh, don't you believe that? All right, grant to me. You look very much puzzled, Miss Eyre. Not pretty any more than I'm handsome. Puzzled hair becomes you. So, puzzle on. You puzzled me the first evening I invited you down here. I've almost forgotten you since. Other ideas drew me from my head. Tonight, I have resolved to be at ease. It would please me to draw you out to learn more of you. Speak. Speak!
What about, sir?
Whatever you like, I leave the choice of subject and the manner of treating it entirely to you. You're some, Miss Eyre, or stubborn. Yes, stubborn and a little annoyed. And it's my fault. I put my request in an absurd and almost insulting form. Miss Eyre, I beg your pardon.
You go play.
Where are you going, Miss Eyre?
It's a Ninja Turtles quote I'm trying to sound.
Past her bedtime.
Confess that you're afraid of me.
Good luck. Have
You're
a
afraid. Your self-love dreads a blunder.
I have no wish to talk nonsense.
If you did it, you would do it in such a
Five win
quiet
streak.
manner. I should
1,
take it
2,
from you.
3, 4, 5. Uno, dos,
You're
tres,
never
cuatro,
laugh,
cinco,
Miss
seis,
Eyre. Don't
seis.
trouble to answer. Still bent on going.
It is past my
Vincent twice. Vincent
Good
twice.
night.
Good night.
Have you considered your
I like
destiny?
Miss Eyre.
Do you believe in fate? Soul Spiral for a Fireball character, right at the beginning.
I had no rest that night. I could not sleep for thinking of Mr. Rochester. His strange manner of speaking. The sad look that was in his eyes.
I'm making it look easy, but this is why smurfing is frowned upon. At a barbershop, it's innocent smurf. It always starts at level 0.
More than a fortnight. In a few days, he'd be gone again.
Peace. Sinister laughter. The Phantom of the Opera.
I lay there listening.
Why can Ray Charles not see his friends?
And it seemed
He's married.
the fingers were groping their way along the panels in the dark alley outside. Who's there? Who is it?
Advanced fast healing. That'll come in handy.
Quickly, I got out of bed. I hurried on my frock and shawl. With trembling hands, I opened the door. The air was filled with smoke. There was a strong smell of burning. Mr. Rochester's door was ajar, and smoke rushed from his room. I went in. The curtains were on fire. Wait! Wait, Mr. Rochester, wait! He was hiding in his seat. I rushed to the basement kitchen.
What is it? Is there a flood?
No, sir, but there's been a fire.
The name of all the elves in Christendom is that Jane Eyre. What have you done with me, witch? Sorceress. And this smoke. Who's in this room beside you? You plotted to drown me?
I'll fetch a candle, sir.
Wait, get my dry garments. Where are they? Yes, here they are. In the dressing room. Run for candles.
I call Mrs. Fairfax.
Fairfax, the juice will cause us. Now, don't listen still. So, look at me, Jane. Jane. Did you hear our laugh tonight? Have you heard that laugh before? Something like it?
Yes, sir. I thought perhaps one of the servants.
Just so, one of the servants, yes. That's it. You guessed it, Jane. I'm glad you're the only person acquainted with the precise details of tonight's accident during the talking pool. Jane, say nothing about it. Return to your own room. You shall do very well on the sofa in the library for us tonight. 2 hours, the servants will be up.
Good night.
Quitting me already in that way?
But you said I might go, sir.
Oh, but not without taking leave. Not in that brief, dry fashion. Oh, you saved my life. Please shake hands. Jane. Saved my life. I knew you'd do me some good in some way.
I'm glad I happened to be awake, sir.
But you will go.
I'm cold, sir.
Cold. Yes, and standing in a pool of water. Go, then. Go.
You are listening to the Campbell Playhouse presentation of Jane Eyre, starring Madeline Carroll and Orson Welles. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System. This is Ernest Chappell, ladies and gentlemen, welcoming you back to the Campbell Playhouse. In a moment, we shall resume our presentation of Jane Eyre. But right now, there seems to be a little discussion going on. Let's listen and find out what it's all about.
Yes, he's so fond of good soup. I make soup for him as often as I can. But I declare, what with 3 children in my home.
Don't tell me you still make soup.
Why, yes, don't you? My husband and I, dear, I haven't made a kettle of soup in ages. But you're such a good cook, Ethel. Why, I thought as a matter of course you made your own soup.
No. One day, quite a while ago, I said to myself, I'm going to try one of Campbell's soups. Well, I tried one, and then I tried others, and we liked them so much that from that time on, I served nothing else. Well, Harry and I decided it just didn't pay for me to bother making soup anymore. Just you serve 2 or 3 of your husband's favorite soups, as Campbell's make them, and see if you don't do the same as I did, and give up making soups at home.
And so it goes. As one good home cook tries Campbell's soup, sees how homelike they are in fine flavor and nourishment, knows how much your family likes them, and then tells a friend. Perhaps a friend has persuaded you to try Campbell's soup. Perhaps you're already enjoying at your house your favorites among these 21 fine soups. But if not, won't you try them? If you will, I'm almost sure you too will join with other good home cooks everywhere and turn your soup making over to Campbell's. Now we resume our presentation of Jane Eyre, starring Orson Welles and Madeline Carroll.
I did not see Mr. Rochester again for several weeks. He had left Thornfield Hall. And when he did finally come home, it was with a large company of very elegant guests. The day of the house
I switched to Kolin this episode, and I feel like, oh my gosh, I've never been better with Colleen. But like, obviously, because this is like a diamond level Menat player playing as Colleen, who's like my other favorite, you know, one of my favorites. So, like, obviously, I'm gonna play well compared to this.
Not yet married?
You can't be arrogant about winning well, but it's nice to play against someone who doesn't shut down all your tactics, so like your ideas actually work. I felt good about how this match went, and this is the last match I play, so this is a short episode. So maybe we'll do something else after, because Jane Eyre isn't over yet.
There is a considerable difference in age. Mr. Rochester is past 40. Miss Ingram is barely 20. But what is that? More unequal marriages are made every day. True. But I scarcely fancy Mr. Rochester would entertain an idea of it. Mr. Rochester is very talented and lively in society. The ladies are very fond of him. But I don't think he has any intention of marrying anybody. What's the matter with you, child? You just nothing. You scarcely tasted anything since you began tea. What is it, Jane? What has happened to you? That evening, word came that Mr. Rochester wished to introduce my pupil Adele to the ladies in the drawing room after dinner. As they came into the dining room, their dresses gleamed in the light. I rose and curtsied to them. One or two bent their heads in return. The others only stared at me. As soon as I could, I left quietly through the side door. In the passage, I noticed that the ribbon of my shoe was loose. I stooped to tie it.
How do you do?
I'm very well, sir.
Jane? Why did you not come over and speak to me in the drawing room?
I did not wish to disturb you.
What have you been doing during my absence?
Nothing particular. Teaching Adele as usual.
Getting a good deal paler. The drawing room is here. It's getting too early.
I am tired, sir.
And a little depressed. Might I excuse you? Understand that as long as my visitors stay, I expect you to appear in the drawing room every evening.
Shoot.
Don't neglect it. Devil is that this time of night.
Shall I go and see, sir?
Yes, Jane, I must return to my guest. Fear Miss Ingram will have marked my absence. Whatever it is, I'll not see you.
Yes, sir. Rochester.
Yes, Jane. What is it? You seem excited.
It's a man to see you, sir. He wouldn't be put off. He said he'd wait for you. He went into the drawing room.
The devil he did. Got his name?
His name is Mason, sir, and he comes from the West Indies, from Jamaica, I think.
Mason. West Indies. That's what he said.
Do you feel ill, sir?
Jane.
Oh, lean on me, sir.
Jane, you offered me a shoulder once before. Let me have it now.
Yes, sir. Yes, my arm.
Jane, if all the people in that drawing room came in a body and spat at me, what would you do, Jane?
I'd turn them out of the room, sir, if I could.
I would have go into them and they dropped off and left me one by one. What then? Did you go with them?
I rather think not, sir. I should have more pleasure in staying with you.
To comfort me?
Yes, sir. To comfort you as well as I could.
You're in the drawing room, Jane. Quietly up to Mason and whisper in his ear that Mr. Rochester wishes to see him. Bring him here and then leave me. Good night.
The Goodfellas barbershop. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little on the pricey side, a little bit, but it's worth it because it's like a friendly group of people in the neighborhood. So, you know, if you pester them, they might put straight 5 onto their barbershop, and they're so kind. I'm also desperate for a haircut. I like to cut myself a little bit, but I'm gonna try to grow a man bun, so I will need to get a haircut here. But in the meantime, I will be making money for them, fight money. Because if it starts me at level 0, I should be able to go on a win streak.
Warm, steady. You do.
I followed
the Rochesters of the floor above. He entered a large room, and beyond that there was an open door. There was a light shining there. And from inside came a low sound, almost like a dog
Perfect
growling.
proportions.
And a chair was
This is kind of,
situated in the
it's like a Nerf account, except it's an innocent Smurf.
Saw that it was a stranger mason, the man that had called earlier that evening. His sleeve and his shirt on one side was soaked with blood.
Blood, that's all. Jane, hold a candle. What is this?
She stabbed me like a dog when you took the knife from her.
Put on your
Oh, it was quite unexpected. She looked so violent. But
I warned you, Mason.
I thought I could have done some good.
You thought, Mason. It makes me impatient to hear you. Get up. Get out of the house before morning.
Rochester, she sucked the blood. She said she drained my
Now be silent. Don't mind her gibberish. Don't repeat it.
I wish I could forget it.
Oh, you
Here's how I do
are
against
out of the
people.
country. Now, come on. I'll help you downstairs. There's a carriage
My
waiting.
win streak might be
When you get back to
slightly,
Spanish Town, you'll think of her as dead and buried.
slightly fewer and
Think of her at all.
Rochester, let me take care of him. Let her be treated as tenderly as me.
I do my best, Mason, and have done my best, and will do it. Never fear. Yet would to God there was an end to all this.
A splendid midsummer shone over England. It was as if a band of Italian days had come from the south like a flock of glorious passenger birds and lighted to rest them on the cliffs of Albion. The last of the visitors had long since gone away. A great calm descended upon Thornfield Hall, and Mr. Rochester stayed on. Among the servants, the talk continued about his coming marriage to Miss England. But I saw no preparations going on for such an event. I used to look at my master's face to see if it was sad or fierce. I could not forget that dreadful night, that strange, secret terror that seemed to hang over him. But I had never seen his face so clear of foul royal feeling as it was in those weeks. Never had he called me more frequently to his presence.
Hi, Julie.
Never had he been kinder to me. And alas, never had I loved him so well. It was Midsummer Eve. I went down into the orchard, enticed there by the light of the rising moon. I heard a nightingale singing in the woods far away. The trees were laden with ripening fruit.
Jane. Good evening, Jane. Thornfield's a pleasant place.
Yes,
Must become to some degree attached to the house.
so I am attached to it indeed.
And would be sorry to part with it.
Yes,
It is. So is the way of then. No sooner as you got settled in a pleasant resting place and voice calls to you to rise and move on. The hour of repose is expired.
must I move on? Must I leave Thornfield?
I believe you must, Jane. I'm sorry, Jane, but I believe indeed you must.
Well, sir, I should be ready when the order to march comes.
Come now. Give it tonight.
We're going to be married, sir?
Exactly. It's precisely. Your usual acuteness, you hit the nail straight on the head.
Soon.
Very soon. That means that you and your pupil... Me, Jane. I'm not turning your head to look after more nightingales. They must go to school, and you, Miss Eyre, will get a new station.
Yes, sir, I will advertise immediately.
Well, it's when my future mother-in-law heard of a place that I think will suit, facing Connacht, Ireland.
Long way off, sir.
From what, Jane?
From England and from Thornfield and
Well,
from you, sir.
it is. It is. We've been good friends, Jane, have we not?
we'll sit here in peace tonight, though we should never more sit here together. Sometimes I have a queer feeling in regard to you, Jane. Especially when you're near to me. Now, it's as if I had a spring somewhere under my left ribs, tightly and inextricably knotted to a similar spring situated on the corresponding corner of your little frame. And if that boisterous channel comes broad between us, I'm afraid that chord of communion will be snapped. A nervous notion I should take to bleeding inwardly. You'd forget me.
Oh, that I never should, sir, you know. I wish I'd never been born. I wish I'd never come to Thornfield.
Because you're sorry to leave it?
Because I have known you, Mr. Rogers. And it strikes me with terror and anguish. I absolutely must be torn from you forever. It's like looking at the necessity of death.
Where do you see the necessity?
You, sir, placed it before.
In what shape?
In the shape of your bride, Miss England.
My bride? What bride? I have no bride.
But you will have.
Yes, I will.
I go, you have said it yourself.
Oh, you must say I swear it, and the oath should be kept.
But I tell you, I must go. Do you think I can stay to become nothing to you? Do you think because I'm poor, obscure, plain and little, that I'm soulless and heartless? I have as much soul as you and full as much heart.
Jane, still. I offer you my hand. To the share of all my possessions. I ask you to pass the life at my side to be my wife. You only I intend to marry. Jane.
I stand between you.
My bride is here. What love would I have for Miss Ingram? Now that you know, I would not, I could not marry her, you scream. I do. Come to me entirely now. Make my happiness. I will make yours. God pardon. Then meddle not with me. I have her, I'll hold her.
You, Edward Rochester, and you, Jane Eyre, that if either of you know of any impediment why you should not lawfully be joined together in matrimony, do you now confess it? Edward Rochester, wilt thou have this woman for thy wedded wife?
This marriage cannot go on.
Receive the service.
An insuperable impediment to this marriage exists. I can prove it.
What is the nature of the impediment?
The existence of a previous marriage. Mr. Rochester has a wedded wife, now living.
Can you prove that,
Of
sir?
course, I have an affidavit. I affirm and can prove that Edward Rochester of Thornfield Hall, in the county of Yorkshire, was married on the 20th of October. My wife is still living. She is living. She is now living at Thornfield Hall. I saw her there last April. Who are you? I'm her brother.
Gentlemen! This man here says it's true. Bigamy is an ugly word, yet that is what I meant to be, a bigamist. I have been married, and the woman to whom I was married is alive. All of you say you never heard of a Mrs. Rochester in the house up yonder. I dare say you've often heard gossip about the mysterious lunatic kept under watch and ward. I now inform you that she is my wife, Bertha Mason. I married 15 years ago in Spanish Town, Jamaica. Bertha Mason is insane. She came of an insane family, and they knew it when they let me marry her. You may see for yourself if you wish what sort of being I was cheated into marrying, and judge whether or not I had a right to break the compact and keep happy. Take the coach back to Thornfield. I'll not be wanted today.
All right, applaud every one of you. Away with your congratulations and your sympathy. Who wants them? They're 15 years too late.
Tied on my bonnet, in my shawl.
I wish that I could do something to help.
The last time I passed Mr. Rochester's door,
I was wearing that back when I was still a rookie.
silently down the dark.
Try it on.
Jane,
Here,
Jane.
this is how you tie it. I used to tie my hair
Going
like this
in?
every morning. It helped me to focus. It helped me to be strong.
You leaving me?
Weren't you always strong? Since you were my age?
I always made mistakes back when I was wearing this.
Why not stay, Jane?
I was always struggling to do everything all on my
Why
own.
not be my comforter? My rescue. My deep love, my tragic. Like that. Anything for you? Oh, Jane, this is wicked. It is not.
Oh, my dad?
It won't be wicked to love me.
It would be to obey.
And you will not yield. Jane.
I guess you don't know anything.
Do not stay.
You're not going to answer me, are you? Fine then.
God keep us from harm and wrong. Lord, you will help us. Watching the sunrise, hoping I should see him come back and say I'd stay with him. I went on through the fields, humming blindly, not knowing where I was going.
It is yet to reach the perfection of a rose in bloom.
A year and a half went by.
However,
I took a position
it
at
may be
the
more
opening
interesting to wait and watch
as
this
far as I
fall.
could continue there. I thought Mr. Rochester everywhere. In the end, I wrote to Mrs. Fairfax and begged for news.
Interpol agent Chun-Li, isn't it?
Day after day, the post arrived and brought nothing for me. Then one day I could stand it no longer. I packed my things and took a stagecoach to the north. 36 hours later, I was
It takes
killed.
too long to get official approval.
Wait a day, Mom.
The window is small, and I have my reasons
Get
for
me
working so
here these days.
Please, just let me continue.
You weigh it.
Whatever your
I
reasons,
don't have beauty
by
to
letting your emotions dictate your
Mr.
actions.
Rochester living at Cornfield Hall now.
Trust me, I get
Up and stranger in these parts.
conversation is dangerous.
Do you think I need you to tell me that?
You're all
I've
better
been
doing.
training for this my whole life.
The stone standing.
Chun-Li.
We burned down just about harvest
I'll
time.
fight this alone.
Fire broke out in the dead of night. Before the engines arrived from Locote, the building was one mass of flame.
The dead
Why don't you show us
was it
you're
how
ready
it
for this?
started?
Oh, they guessed, Mum. They guessed. Indeed, I say it as ascertained without a doubt.
You can't deploy someone if they're not prepared. It's an essential rule.
Would you believe it? The lunatic kept me out. And this woman turned out to be Mr. Rochester's wife. It all came alive and flame already. The young lady came to live at the house. Governor.
But the fire was Mr. Rochester's home when the fire broke out?
Yes, indeed he was. He went up to the accident. All was burned to the wall. Got the servants out of their bed, helped them down himself. Then he went back to the watched. He called. Heard him call her name. So I'm approach her. And man yelled with a scream. That was the stones in which were raining blood. Yes, the Rochester alive. Many think he's better than
Where is he? Is he in England?
He's in England.
You are strong.
You can't get out of
You
it.
can't go into the field alone.
Yes, the fence is a fixture now.
You can't go alone, but we could work together.
Surely. Stone blind, Mr. Rochester.
What, are you doubting me? Do you think we're spies for Shadowloo?
No, it isn't that.
Come on. I think I know where Vega is hiding out.
Small manor house nearby. With two of the old servants from Sanfield.
Such a small
Collarless gloom. Neglected handful of fire burned low in the grave.
Vega!
Leaning over it with his head propped against the high old-fashioned stood Mr.
Down, fellas, down. If you, Miss Vivek,
Yes, I was in the kitchen.
Who is this?
Go on!
Answer me.
We've got this under control.
Again.
Thank you! Both of you!
Who is it? Who speaks?
Found you!
Oh, knows me and John and Mrs. Fairfax are out here. I came only this evening.
However,
Sweet lad, Mrs. Caesar. Where are you? You only a voice. I can't see, but I see you.
I'm not alone!
And my brain burst.
This time, you're coming with me, Vega!
you choose to wither.
This is a shame. This is a shape. This is a crime.
And this her home. She's all here. Her heart is. God bless you. I'm glad to so near you again. I know what it is to live entirely certain with what I love so much. Maybe I like to sit in the wine in the first 2 years of our marriage. From then on, I was writing a letter for interpretation. He came within over me.
Jane.
I'm bringing you in.
You were glittering ornaments around your neck.
On my phone.
Chasing after a shadow.
And Jane,
That look in your eyes.
are you wearing a pale blue dress?
Indeed, I can tell you about your father. Also,
When our firstborn was put into his arms, he could see that the boy had inherited his arms as they once were.
farewell. We'll meet again after you bloom.
I thought I had to do everything on my own.
I've been listening to the Campbell Playhouse presentation of Jane Eyre, starring Orson Welles and Madeline Carroll.
I want to be strong.
Mr. Wells and our guest will be back with us in just a moment. Meanwhile,
You will be.
you may have noticed earlier in our program that in speaking of Campbell's chicken soup, I referred to it as homey. Now, that's exactly what it is, old-fashioned and homey. But while at home it's often made from leftover chicken, Campbell's use all the choice meat of selected plump chickens in making their chicken soup. With this one advantage, they follow closely the old home way of making chicken soup. They simmer the broth long and slowly till it's rich with chicken flavor. And then they measure in snow white rice and add tempting pieces of chicken meat to lend the final, authentic, home-like touch. Now, isn't that the kind of old-fashioned chicken soup that would appeal to the appetites at your house? I really believe it is. And so I say again, just as sure as you like chicken, you like Campbell's chicken soup. Have it tomorrow, won't you? And now, here is Orson Welles.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, no introduction is necessary. Jane Eyre, as ever was. Played to you by one of your favorite actresses and one of our favorite guests, Miss Madeline Carroll.
Thank you, Orson. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Miss Carroll, ladies and gentlemen, seems fated on this program to play young women who have a hard time with their men. When you were with us last, Madeline, in the Garden of Allah, you were not, as I remember, the happiest of girls in your romantic life.
No. And last year in The Green Goddess was the victim of the villainous Raja of Rome. I wasn't entirely at ease either.
Sad. I'm sorry about the Raja.
But I don't mind the tortures you put me through, Orson. It's so wonderful to be loved that much.
Maybe I don't know much about women, Madeline, but don't you think it'd be nice to be loved not quite so much and to be tortured just a little less?
Orson, you're right. You don't know much about women.
I suppose, but I do know that you've just given us one of the loveliest performances we've ever had on the Campbell Playhouse. Very happy and able to be with us again tonight. Good night, Madeline, and thanks again. Carol, of course, ladies and gentlemen, was Jane Eyre. And you will recognize the great name of the theater, and very possibly recognize the voice. And I tell you that Mrs. Fairfax was played by none other than Cecilia Loftus. Mr. Brocklehurst was Robert Coote, George Dolores was the innkeeper, Ed Barberia was the priest. Young Jane Eyre was Sarita Wooten, Dr. Stewart, your obedient servant. Music for the Campbell Playhouse was arranged, in large measure composed, and so was conducted by Bernard Herrmann.
Ladies and gentlemen, with tonight's broadcast, we are concluding our winter series of Campbell Playhouse presentations. Our sponsors, the makers of Campbell Soup, have asked me to express publicly their appreciation to Orson Welles for his splendid services as the producer and star of the Playhouse, and to you, our listeners, for your interest in our broadcast and your patronage. Mr. Wells Campbell's are happy to have presented the Playhouse with you as its producer for the past 2 years. The success of the Campbell Playhouse has been your success. As listeners, our sponsors have asked me to tell you how much they've enjoyed your shows, and that each succeeding Sunday evening has confirmed their high regard for you as producer and star. And as sponsors, they've enjoyed, too, the happy association with you.
Thank you, Ernest Chaplin. I'd like to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that my sponsors are very nice sponsors indeed, which is understating the situation. I have enjoyed the opportunity afforded me on the Campbell Playhouse as producer, dramatist, and as actor more than I can tell you. This series of broadcasts has been a genuinely happy experience for me. A very pleasant relationship indeed. I'd like now to thank all of those who contributed so generously of their time and talent in assisting me. Actors with whom you're familiar by this time, fine actors like George Dolores, our own Mercury group, Ray Collins, Edgar Barberia, Everett Sloan, Agnes Moorehead, Frank Riddick, a lot more I just haven't time to mention. Besides these, the people behind the scenes about whom you know little or nothing. Don McBain, our wonderful engineer, Tracy, our production man. Best in the business, Harry Esmond, the wizard of the sound effects department, all the assistants for all these people. These are the Campbell Playhouse. Believe me, they're all wonderful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to remind you that all of us on the Campbell Playhouse, my sponsors, the makers of Campbell Soups, everybody else on this program remain, as always, obediently yours.
So I've got my essay written. And I've been working on it for about a week.
Won't you tell your grocer so tomorrow when you order Campbell's chicken soup?
Goodbye, simply listening. slow down. See just how peaceful today can be. Thanks so much for being here. You can call me your host, Sebastian St. Smalls. Smalls for short. You're killing me, Smalls. You can always call me Bennett. Thanks for hearing these words just now. You must have heard some good words from Orson Welles to get this far. Alan Young, he was this groovy guy who talked to a horse on Mr. Ed. A horse is a horse, of course, of course. And he did the best version of Mickey's Christmas Carol, apart from Orson Welles on the radio. Mickey's Christmas Carol, the whole book in 15 minutes. It was one of the best adaptations ever, and he's the heart of the thing. Mickey Mouse is a side character, Bob Cratchit, a small role that makes you cry when he loses Tiny Tim in an alternate future. Alan Young came back right before he passed away to do the DuckTales video game. And he improved on the NES version every way, so bravo. Alan Young, video game supporter till the end. When he was on Mr. Ed, he was talking to Clint Eastwood. And Clint Eastwood was like a tall guy, but still a tough guy, nice guy. Because it's Clint Eastwood as a young man. And Alan Young, like, takes tents at his horse house, right? And he says to Clint Eastwood, Alan Young says on Mr. Ed, a horse is a horse, of course, but no one can come to a horse, of course. He says, how would you like it if I came to your house and roughed you up? And that's funny coming from Alan Young because he's the kindest, silliest goofball who talks to horses of anybody in the neighborhood. Catch you guys on the flip side.